what's up YouTube? My name is Yester Games, and today we are going to be doing something sort of different. I named this video Car Showcase, even though I'm not actually showcasing any cars. The proper name for this video will be, I suppose, maybe Car League Showcase, or perhaps Impact Pro Wrestling Showcase. I'm just going to be showcasing here what the parts are of the Car League Impact Pro Wrestling without any of the wrestlers involved. So I'm going to be showcasing two arenas, two versions of the World Championship, which I remade, two different mid-card championships. One's a television championship, one's an Intercontinental Championship. We'll see those. Two different versions of the Tag Team Championships, and two different versions of the Women's Championship. So I'm going to be showcasing all of that in this video. And we're going to be starting off with one of the two Impact Pro Wrestling arenas that I decided to make here. Now, this arena is edited, more or less, from another arena that I downloaded, the TNA 2006 to 2008 area. Here, I decided to download this. There are some changes, of course, the ring, because there's no TNA logos anywhere. The headers, and of course, that going across the top. But I really liked the TNA 2006 arena because it has this. The tunnel, dude. Like, the tunnel was awesome. The tunnel was like something that I found was super cool about TNA 2006. It's actually one of my favorite wrestling arenas that's not a WrestleMania. WrestleMania has a history of always having good arenas, and when I watch WrestleMania, that's something that I look at because I have that history of always like being super happy when the arena looks so dope. So seeing a good arena that looks really nice, that's not even a pay-per-view. Like, this arena TNA in 2006 wasn't even a pay-per-view. This is just the Impact Zone every Thursday night on Spike. And it was so cool to look at. So I downloaded the 2006, 2008 TNA arena and just modified it so that it would fit Impact Pro Wrestling's design. So, I put some walls here with some warnings, some blue skulls. Of course, the Impact Pro Wrestling logo right across top on the header, still using some, I guess that's maybe iron or steel, you can say. And this is all actually part of the original arena that I downloaded. I just liked it because I like the tunnel and it looks really cool, so I'm going to be keeping this. I'm not really sure yet, of course. I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping this arena, or maybe I'll switch it to the other arena that we'll see in a few moments. So we have this, and then we have these, which I found made me super happy to have these. I don't know, dude. I don't know why I like this, actually. This looks so cool to me. I think it's because for a long time I'm so used to watching WWE that seeing anything that's out of the ordinary just lights a spark with me. So this is something that I always thought was cool. You never see anything on the ramp, especially like no designs or anything. So it was really cool to see this. I always see like the same kind of ramp in wrestling. It's either this kind of ramp where it's it's angled, or the other kind of ramp where there is no ramp. It's just everything's flat, which makes me a really big fan of a ramp where I can't really describe it because I don't know any wrestling promotion that actually uses this kind of ramp. Actually, I take that back. I think maybe Revolution Pro Wrestling does. If you want to go look that up, then you can. You'll understand what I'm talking about. But it's a ramp where it's leveled, but it's kind of like above the crowd. It's kind of like where you enter from, in this case, the tunnel, and you walk down the ramp, except the ramp isn't angled and it's not flat so that you're on level with the crowd. It's flat so that you're on level with the ring. So that you enter the ring, so there's no need for steps or anything. You just enter from the ramp into the ring, and it's a really cool thing that I like because I'm not used to seeing it, which I kind of wish people would incorporate more in WWE or TNA, but it is something cool. So we have that, of course. Here is all the stage and ramp. I used I don't know what to call these, actually. I guess steel barricades. I'm not sure what to call these in all reality. So this is what we have here, and here's just the ring. I used again the blue and the white logo here on one side, and of course the Impact Pro Wrestling logo again. The steps, nothing else really to talk about here. Blue and white ropes here with the black turnbuckle pads. Nothing on them because I didn't really want to put anything on them. Putting something on them would have looked weird if it wasn't like one cohesive logo, which wouldn't have turned out well. I toyed around with the Impact Pro Wrestling logo on turnbuckles, didn't work out. Just it didn't look good. And of course the announce table. In this case, I did find it fitting to put. This is actually really hard to control the camera. I did find it fitting to put the Impact Pro Wrestling logo on the announce table. I might change the bottom half of it. Okay, well, yeah, it is kind of hard to control the camera. I might change the bottom half of it so that it's blue and the top half is black, which holds the logo. But currently, this is how it looks. And that's kind of it. There are supposed to be, I believe, electronic billboards, but I made them black because I didn't want to put anything on them. So anyway, guys, here is the first Impact Pro Wrestling Arena. I'm not really sure which one I'm going to be using yet. I'll probably keep both, and then maybe I'll change it up down the line. But here's how it looks currently, right now. Impact Pro Wrestling number 1. So now let's move on to the Impact Pro Wrestling Arena number 2. Alright guys, so moving on to the second arena for Impact Pro Wrestling, which I forgot to mention in the first arena. I'm going to be switching off between calling it just Impact Pro Wrestling and probably during intros and things of that nature, I'll be calling it Thursday Night Impact Pro Wrestling because that's when it's going to be on Thursday nights. So anyway, Thursday Night Impact Pro Wrestling, here's the second arena for it. As you can see, there is no more, I don't know, cylinder, circular thing. Got some movies though, or not the movies, but it's what the game calls movies, just these little animations, I guess, on both of the walls. I still use the NXT walls because they're good walls. They're good walls. Also, I have some stuff going on down here. I might change the movie, honestly, or the animation. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be calling it animation. I believe this is the Payback animation, but I'm not 100% sure right now. This arena is kind of some of my own creations, some of a little bit of what Impact Pro Wrestling was before. So here it is. I still use the steel patterns because I don't know why. I like the steel pattern. Here's what we got here. Impact Pro Wrestling both right here, and it would just stay here like this. Impact Pro Wrestling once again written across the top like that. Move down, and the ramp is still the exact same because I really like this idea and I like how it looks. So that is that. Still use the steel barricades. I thought it looked cool. Thought it looked okay. As you can see on the announce table, there is no more Impact Pro Wrestling logo on it. Not sure why I decided to do that. Honestly, I don't remember where my head was at when I did it, but I kind of like it. I don't know why I do. I just do. I just like it this way. The electronic billboards are now on. And the steel logos, or not steel, the steel patterns are still here, along with the Impact Pro Wrestling logo, so that is something there, of course. Here's the new ring. The ring mat isn't black anymore. I used to make a lot of them black because ROH made me like that, so I did here. So instead, it's not black anymore, but basically everything else is, besides the ring post. The turnbuckles are still black, and the opposite how it was in the other arena, there is no blue second rope. All the ropes are black. So that is that. Impact Pro Wrestling logo, instead of on the front, makes an appearance on the sides. And IPW.com makes an appearance here, which is probably a real website, but it's not in association with Impact Pro Wrestling. And if it is, well, I'm actually kind of surprised. But that's what we have for the second arena. This arena is a little bit more, I want to say a little bit more indie, honestly. I think it looks pretty cool. I have to change the animations though for this. And you know what? Let's do it right now. Let's see if we can change it now. I keep hitting the wrong stuff. I actually kind of like that one. Not that one. It's actually kind of. That would have been good if I would have something yellow. Oh. Well. Okay. We can work with that. So that's going to be the new animation. Because I like this one better. This one looks pretty cool. I like this one. So anyway, here with what we have here, I kept a lot of the stuff, but I changed the minor stuff just to tweak it all. Electronic billboards, announce table, the aprons are a little bit different. I kept the steel barricades. I kept the one announce table. I kept the logo. That's a logo, by the way. That's not in the game by itself. That's a logo that I got from Community Creations. Well, I had to download the 2006 arena to actually get that logo because I couldn't find it anywhere else. So the logo is the same because I just like how that looks. Impact Pro Wrestling, of course. For the Minitrons, opposite of how it is in the other arena, it's supposed to be the tunnel, how they had in 2006, 2008. So this is what we have here. Not really sure which one I'm going to be using yet. I might just I might just use the tunnel, and then later on I'll change to this arena just so I can switch it up a little bit, get some, some difference. Or maybe I'll do the opposite and I'll use this one, and then I'll switch to the Impact Pro Wrestling Tunnel Arena, which I'm going to be calling it, I guess, from now on. The Tunnel Arena, so that it's a new spark or something. I'll probably keep them both, but whichever one I start with will be whichever one I keep for a while. So anyway, this is the second arena, and now we're done with the arenas, so let's move on to one out of our two Impact Pro Wrestling World Championships. Alright guys, so moving on here, we have one of the Impact Pro Wrestling World Championships that I designed here. I would like to take credit for championships on some level, but I kind of can't because there's not a whole lot to do with the championships unless you use one of the logos. So you guys can obviously tell this is I guess we can call it the Golden Eagle Championship made from WWE. This is like one of the first championships. Okay, maybe not one of the first, but it's one of the more recognized because this is during a time where it was being televised and it was getting more and more exposure. This is like on the time of Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart. This is the championship that was going around when they were in their prime. So this is what I designed here. I put on that championship logo, changed the colors a little bit so that it looks a little bit better. Also changed the material. I believe this is the metallic. This might be steel bumped though. I'm not really sure. The World Championship, World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion is what it says. You can see the world, or the globe, I'm sorry, the globe logo right there. I got that logo right there that I'm using, the ribbon and the stars and everything, off of Google, so that's what that is. And the Impact Pro Wrestling initials, IPW, written in gold across it. Only part that's blue here is the actual globe, which I have a theme here going on because blue is kind of, the color of what I'm going for here, so that's what that is. Similar to how Raw and SmackDown's championships have their own colors. Raw has the red strap for the Universal Championship, and SmackDown has the blue for, well, the SmackDown Women's Championship, because the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, that didn't change when the brand split, so that's just what happens. So there's what we have here. I did give these new era WWE Championship side plates gold. This one's silver for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. I had to fix that somehow. I'm not sure why or how. I'm sorry. This one's gold. This one's silver. The issue is that this one has hints of silver. So maybe this one should be silver and it's gold for some reason, or maybe this one should be gold and it's just not registering, so it's silver. I'm not sure which one is correct and which one's incorrect yet. So I'll fix that. Give it a black strap. I was going to give it a white strap, but I decided that white straps will be for the other championships primarily, but the World Championship will maintain black straps. And as you guys can see, there is a star in there on both sides. I didn't want to make them different, so I just put stars in them both. I was toying around with the idea of the WWE Championships currently, today, where, the side plates come off so that, whoever's holding the championship has their own logo on it. But I didn't think that was a very nice idea. It's a good idea in real life, but I didn't think it would look very good or not very cool in game because not all of my people have logos. More of them have, I don't know, something kind of weird or something that's not necessarily a logo, more like a catchphrase or something to that effect. Austin Famous might be a good example, as he has the Fame and Fortune, which I can't put here because I don't want to put letters in here. I could try the koi fish thing, but I don't think it'll work out well. I don't know, maybe I'll toy around with it a little bit more and I'll try it, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So here's the first championship, guys. Now let's move on to the second one. The second Impact Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. Alright guys, so here we have the second Impact Pro Wrestling World Championship. It's one that I actually like more than the first one, but I think they both have their own versions of, like, their own personal charm, so I'm not really sure which one I'm going to be starting with. So here's the second one. I personally like it better, but I haven't really decided yet. Starting off with the side plates, just because those are like the smallest parts. Just have these little stars, going one over the other. Just thought that was cool. Thought that was a nice little design there, just to put that there. And on the other side, we have this nice fist with some golden fire going off of it because gold. Because gold. Now, the centerpiece is the part that I'm actually really happy about, that I'm really glad about how I did. Of course, this is the World Heavyweight Championship, the old one that's, before they combined the championships. Pasted on here because, as I said, it's like hard to do this because there's no textures. There's no, like, championship textures in this game. All they gave you was, like, the shape, and you have to get the textures, which basically means you have to use their logos, which kind of sucks. You could download some logos, but it's primarily, only this. So here is what I came up with. Rhinestones are blue because blue is like a huge thing, because blue is the color of Impact Pro Wrestling, so blue like makes an appearance like everywhere. You can obviously see the Impact Pro Wrestling initials, IPW, right there on the top. Of course, covered by a blue background. Okay, that was weird. It like wouldn't move. Okay, my bad, guys. I was like curious about what's going on. Thought the game would crash, but no, it didn't. Okay, cool. Never mind. Anyway, as I said, Impact Pro Wrestling covered by a blue background. You can see the globe right there behind, and you can see the words World Wrestling Champion, because you are the Impact Pro Wrestling World Wrestling Champion. I kind of wish I could change the color of the nameplate, but I can't. So that is kind of a bummer because it kind of stands out. I was gonna delete it, but I don't think it will look as good. Plus, I do kind of like the fact that it is there. I like having their name somewhere. I think it looks pretty cool. I like the idea. Kind of, I like having their name on the championship, but it is kind of out of place. I just didn't want to delete it. So here's what I came up with. I like this championship more personally than the first one, but like I said, I'm not 100% sure how it's going to be starting out yet. So anyway, here we have the second championship here. Now, we're done with the World Championships. Now we're going to move on to the Middleweight Championships, the Impact Pro Wrestling Television Championship, and the Impact Pro Wrestling Intercontinental Championship. So let's move on to our next. Alright guys, so here is the first mid-card championship that I'm toying around with. Here is the Impact Pro Wrestling Intercontinental Championship. So here we are, guys. Now, quick thing about this championship and the other one, the Impact Pro Wrestling Television Championship. I'm not 100% sure which one I'm going to be using first. The issue is here that, of course, the arena for Impact Pro Wrestling and the World Championships have the same name. So I can basically call it the same thing, only the visual changing. The difference here is that, of course, everything's changed. The visual as well as... I'm at a loss for words. Visual as well as the name and everything. Everything changes here, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to start out with. So here is the Impact Pro Wrestling Intercontinental Championship. Gave it a white strap, because I like that. Blue, of course, still makes its turn here. As you can see on one of the side plates, still the current day WWE Championship side plates. There's a globe in the background, a different style of globe that I normally use, with a black star on it, because I thought it looked cool. And on this side, we have the current Tag Team Championships Gladiator helmets, back to back. And on the front, we have the John Cena Spinning Championship shape and a logo to go on top of it to give it some texture. Outline is blue, as you can see, with the black rhinestones, and also some blue on the gold. And there's a lot of black here, but I actually do like it. Impact Pro Wrestling right there across the top there. So here's what we have here. There is still a nameplate right there. I like that. I like the nameplate a whole lot. Still think it looks cool. Again, I can't change the color of that, so that's why it's not colored as as compared to the rest of the colors, but I'm still going to keep it right there because I like the nameplate. So that's what we have here. I like the shape, and I kind of like this. I like this championship, although this is a championship where I'm genuinely on the fence about because I'm not sure which one I like more, this championship or the television championship, which I'll be showing you guys right now. Alright guys, so here's the Impact Pro Wrestling Television Championship. This championship is actually a lot different than what I'm using before. For one, it's actually silver. I'm actually used to using gold as the main color for a lot of this, but it's actually silver, which I think is pretty cool for the middleweight championship. Not the middleweight. I don't know why I keep using the word middleweight. The mid-card championship. So here's what we have here. World Television Championship here. This is actually the ECW World Television Championship texture, which is really cool. I was not watching ECW during the time that they actually had this. I was aware, but I wasn't actually like in the WCW. I mean, not WCW, ECW during this time. Like I never really paid attention. So here's what we have here: World Television Championship. Still have the same kind of logos here. The globe on the background, because that's like my favorite globe logo in this game. And it might not even be my favorite, it's just the one that I'm so comfortable using that I use it all the time. That's the globe logo that I'm always using. I'm so comfortable around it. Impact Pro Wrestling initials, IPW, spelled out in gold. I was going to try black, but it didn't look very well because of the black of the globe. It didn't look right. This is actually one of the championships I don't have any blue on. It's just gold, silver, and black. So that's what we have here. Like I said, this is the ECW World Television Championship texture, which is why the World Television and Champion world words, I said worlds, words are kind of liquefied. You can see them like they're melting. That's what I'm trying to go for here. The side plates. The right one is one half of the Gladiator set that's facing to the left, silver of course, and the right one, the right one on the right, is this one. It's a little star with the silver background, except I used a logo right here to make this kind of gold texture around it, so I thought that was cool. Moving around to the back, you can guys see that there are silver buttons here. Wanted to point that out because it's kind of new, kind of different. Here's the other half of the Gladiator, so they are, you know, two of a set. And I still use the gold logo to make the texture for the outline, but instead of a star, I used this eagle. Don't know why. Thought it was cool, used an eagle. Because America. So here's what we have here. Here's the Impact Pro Wrestling World Television Championship. You know, since I restarted the universe mode and everything, I'm actually really happy that I'm doing this because everything looks a lot better and everything's turning out better. I learned new ways to make cards. I learned new ways to make championships because the old championships for Impact Pro Wrestling just weren't looking the best. So I'm hoping that this will come across looking a lot better. The one fear that I have about this is that these championships are going to be changed completely when the new game comes out, and I'm going to be very sad about that, depending on what they add in or what they delete. So here's what we have here, guys. Impact Pro Wrestling Television Championship. Now we're done with the Television Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, both of the World Championships and both arenas. Now we're going to move on to both versions of the Impact Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships. Alright guys, so moving on here, we have the Impact Pro Wrestling World Tag Team Championships. 1 out of 2. Haven't decided which one I'm going to use yet, so here's the first one. Decided to have it be gold. I did decide to use again the same basic shapes from one of the other championships. I can't remember which one exactly, but one of the other championships here for the Tag Team Championships. There's a lot of blue here because blue is really important. So here you go, the Tag Team Championships, where it's right there. The world little shape. I'm not sure what to call that. It's not a ribbon. It's not a banner or anything. It's just, I thought it looked cool. Thought I would put it up there. The side plates here, of course, current WWE side plates. I got these little series of stars for some reason. I thought they looked cool, so I decided to use them. I found out that these things are just gonna be in the game. These are not. This is not a glitch or anything. It's just when you change the material of the side plates to, I believe this is steel, and then make it gold, for some reason it actually reverts back to silver for the left one, and it reverts to this for the other one. I don't know why that is, but it's a glitch and I can't really fix it. It's not anything I can really do, so I'm just gonna deal with it. So here we have this. Not sure what this is, but I thought it looked cool, so that's what that is about. And not a whole lot to talk about with this one. I did use obviously the old spinning WWE Championship here. Have the same general idea, kind of. There's a globe in the background, which you can't see because it's covered up by the words, but there is one in the background. Impact Pro Wrestling initials spelled out, IPW with the world and everything. And yeah, this is the first Impact Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championship. Now let's move on to the second one. And, you know, just going to show you guys that. And I'll probably decide, in combination with what you guys think about which championships I'll use, which championships I'll move on to later. Alright guys, so moving on here to the second Impact Pro Wrestling World Tag Team Championship that I have created. Here we have the second one here. And I like this championship a little bit more. There's a lot more going on with this championship, but I think it looks pretty cool. So starting off here, we do still have the World Heavyweight Championship. You know, texture and everything, blue rhinestones, nameplate right here. I use the same kind of symbol, not symbol, but the same logo that's in the game itself for this right here, for the IPW, so it could be above everything. And of course, there's a globe right there. I used a different globe this time than the one I normally use. That's also a nice globe right there. And I also used, you know, the World Tag Team Championship right here. You can obviously see it right there. You know, since I'm using a nameplate, I wonder what's gonna come up here when I have a team as champions. I wonder if the team name will come up as champions, or you know, like the individual person who holds that individual championship will come up. So you know, if I have Zach Wolf and Payne holding it, this one will say Zach Wolf, and Payne's specific championship will say Payne. Maybe they'll just say Death's Bounty, which actually does make more sense now that I say it out loud, but it was just spitballing. Anyway, here we have the centerpiece. Side plates aren't really anything to talk about. I was kind of stressing the World Tag Team Championship, I guess, part of this. So the side plates are just the different continents of the world. You got North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, IPW, and then Antarctica. Even though I don't know who the hell lives in Antarctica. It's too damn cold down there. And we have a white strap. This is actually the second championship that I've had with the white strap. So this is what we have here. I think it looks pretty good. I actually like the championship slightly more than the other tag team championship, but not by a whole lot. I would say that this championship likability for me is like 86, and the other championship that I've shown before this one, the other alternate tag team championship, is about 84. So I like it a tad bit more, but not a whole lot. I think it looks pretty good. I'm actually really happy about this championship. Excited to see who I'm going to be giving this to start off the Universe mode with. So anyway, guys, let's move on to our next championships. We've shown off the Impact Pro Wrestling Arena. We've showed off the World Championships. We've shown off the Television Championship. We've shown off the Intercontinental Championship. Now it's time for us to go back to singles division and to talk about some of the women. It's time for us to see those Impact Pro Wrestling Women's Championships. Alright guys, so moving on here, we have one of the two Impact Pro Wrestling Women's Championships that I've designed. Here we have the first one. As you can see, is almost completely copied, well, shape-wise, from the WWE World Heavyweight, Universal, Women's from Raw, and Women's from SmackDown Championships, which really pisses me off on a really good level. But anyway, it is completely the same from all of those. The shape-wise, I just wanted to keep it like this. Left side plate, I have a globe in the background, and then the Tag Team Championships Gladiator helmet. I used a lot of white for this. I like white on this. Use white for the main color scheme, put some gold on it, and then put plastic on everything. It looks really nice to me. And then this one, I was going to put the same thing here, except of course for the opposite Gladiator helmet, but I decided to put like the women's logo here, which I thought was a really cool logo. Don't remember where I found this at, but it's a really cool looking logo. I like this. It's like women can fight too. I enjoy that. I might have to change the like the I don't know what to call it, the background, the side plate moving, you know, the part that they move when they want to change whoever's side plate's on it. I'm gonna have to change that and maybe replace it with another globe just like this one, so that it's something different. A little bit of pink here also is really cool. And as you guys can see, the main center plate is white with gold. I'm having trouble controlling the camera. My apologies. There's a globe, white and blue, because white's like the main color scheme, and blue is just, well, what Impact Pro Wrestling's color is. So that's like the main reason for all that. And of course, IPW right there on the front, or on the top, I should say. And a women's champion spelled out down below. So that is all we have for here. Now we're going to show off the second incarnation of the Women's Championship. You know, personally, I might be a little bit premature here, but I think the World Championships so far were the most fun to make. They were like the most fun to have, to be making. Alright guys, so moving on here, we have the second incarnation of the Impact Pro Wrestling Women's Championship, which in this case will be called the Women's World Championship. And here's what we have here. This one is actually a lot different than all the other championships that I've been showing off this time around. It's a lot different here. I like this. I'm a fan of this championship. So as you guys can see here, I have 4 side plates, 2 on each side. One's on the right. The one that's closer to the center plate just has a little globe with the word world in it, of course. It's blue because that's the color of IPW. And the one farther from the center plate just has some silver gladiator helmets because I don't really know what to put here. And I didn't want to put a flag, and I already put the star on the other side. So as you guys can see here is the left center plate. The one that's closer to the center plate is the star, which is why I didn't want to use it again. I needed to mix it up a little bit. And I just put the word women's here. That'd be cool. I might actually change that so it would be the women's logo, you know, the logo with the female symbol with the fist. But as of currently, that's just what it is. Main center plate is just this. As you guys can see, a little border around everything. IPW Women's World Champion. I like this belt. I think it looks pretty cool. I like both belts, honestly. This is why I'm showcasing all of these. I'm not really sure which I'm going to be using, which is going to come up first. I think they all look pretty nice. I'm having problems deciding what's going to start out the universe mode, what's going to be like the first 4 championships that I use. Television, Intercontinental, which World Heavyweight, which Tag Team, and which Women's Championship I'll use. Also, which arena I'll use. I got a lot of decisions to make. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys can enjoy it. I had a lot of fun making all these championships, but I think I had the most fun making either the Tag Team Championships or the World Championships. But anyway, guys, tell me what your favorite championship was down and which championship you think I should use when I start off the universe mode. Hope you all have a nice day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.